The Crystal Palace breathed a sigh of relief after one of the tensest moments of the 2024 transfer window. Head coach Oliver Glasner, in a press conference, expressed his satisfaction on learning that Marc Guéhi, a defender and one of the squad's key players, would remain at the club. This statement came shortly after Newcastle United's failed attempt to sign the player, a saga that dragged on until the last minutes of the transfer deadline. The negotiation was marked by uncertainties and frequent changes in the terms of the deal, which ultimately made a favorable outcome for Newcastle more difficult. You want to keep up with all the latest news about the Magpies? Make sure to subscribe to the channel today. On the final day of negotiations, prospect of Guéhi's imminent departure loomed over Selhurst Park. Sources close to Newcastle reported that the club was determined to secure the signing of the English defender, faced unexpected obstacles. According to Chronicle Live, the main issue was the constant shifting of the deal's goalposts, making the negotiation process increasingly complex and frustrating for both parties. With each attempt at closing the deal, new demands emerged, further delaying the agreement. Glasner, who recently took charge of Crystal Palace, highlighted the importance of retaining key players like Guéhi in his squad. Marc is a crucial player for our defensive system, and his presence is vital for achieving our goals this season, coach stated. The defender's stay not only boosts the team's confidence, but also maintains the defensive solidity that Crystal Palace has been striving to establish. For Glasner, the outcome of this saga is a sign that the club is committed to protecting its talents and remaining competitive in the Premier League. On Newcastle's side, the atmosphere was one of frustration. Club's management was ready to invest heavily to strengthen their defensive line with Guéhi's arrival. Negotiations progressed quickly at the start, but a lack of consensus on the deal terms ultimately became the main stumbling block. With each adjustment in conditions, Crystal Palace grew more reluctant to release the player, and the growing uncertainty proved to be a decisive factor in the breakdown of negotiation. This episode underscores how last-minute negotiations can be complicated, especially when involving high-caliber players and conflicting interests between clubs. For Crystal Palace, keeping Guéhi represents more than just a win in the transfer market. It's a statement of intent for the rest of the season. With the player staying, Glasner's team maintains its core intact, something crucial for their ambitions in the Premier League. Will Newcastle make another attempt to sign Marc Guéhi in future transfer windows? Or will Crystal Palace manage to keep their talent for longer?